Hey, boss. Hey, how are you today? It's your girl, Lashonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. Always excited to share things you can do to work on your money, your marketing, and your sales goals too, with strategy and intention. So, yes, today we are going to continue the social media content creation week. My goal is to check in with you and making sure that you're doing what you need to do to show up and check in with your audience more often on your social media business brand platforms. Try to say that 3 times fast. Now, today, what we're going to do is actually, I'm going to talk to you about being a service professional and how you can share your services across your social media platforms in a way that feels natural, feels engaging, and not so salesy, right? This is actually inspired by yesterday. One of the awesome participants in the live, I shared five, but really six different types of content creation ideas. And she said, but what about us service professionals? How can we apply these? Well, number one, you can just simply kind of think out of the box with the six that I shared yesterday, but I'm going to dig in even more and share some more content creation ideas today, specifically with service professionals in mind. Now, of course, first thing that we want to do is to tag your business besties, number one. Number two, feel free to share this out. Sharing is caring. That's what it's all about. You already ready? I see you guys tapping on the hearts. Thank you so much for the hearts, for the love, for the smiles, the likes, all that good stuff. Tap, 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 tap if you enjoy these daily web classes. And of course, if you're catching me on the replay side, you can always drop into the comment box, hashtag replays rock. So let's do this. Number one, I'm going to give you a really quick, I don't know, quick. There we go. I've been doing clarity calls with clients all day. I've been talking all day. So I'm like, my brain is like, time to shut down. I'm going to give you a quick recap of what I talked about yesterday, right? So when it comes to 6 types of content you can create, first thing I said was I want you to identify a paid offer you want to promote this week on your social media platforms and or pair that with a free offer. So either one, two, or both, right? What do you want to promote? Get specific. That's number one. Then I said, okay, number two, I'm going to give you a few content creation ideas. I said you can talk about what's new, what's selling. I said you can talk about what resources you have in relation to those offers. You can talk about what's happening in your circle. You can talk about the last one, what questions people have. But then I also said you can talk about what's working, right? What's working now in your industry for for your clients too, right? So those were the 6 that I shared yesterday. Today, I'm going to dig into a few of those a little bit more, plus share some different ones that might resonate with those of you out there who are, like myself, service professionals. So I am a web designer by trade and a graphics designer. So over at webdesign.sistersense.com, you can find some of the different service packages that I offer, including my graphic packages too. So I get you if you've got a service and you're like, how do I do this? So let's talk about a few recommendations. The first one is what you're working on. Okay, so if you're a service professional, give people an inside look into your life, right? I was saying to a client actually maybe 2 hours ago, because I had a few sessions today, I said to her, when you're creating your product, right? Are you packaging the product? I said, interestingly enough, entrepreneurs get a lot of views on TikTok and YouTube just showing people them packaging the products, right? Google it, like product packaging on YouTube and Instagram, giving people an opportunity to see the process and see what you're working on. Now, you may say, okay, well, I do create a service where I offer things, but I don't necessarily offer something physical that I package. Well, I create websites for people. I do graphics for people. So I can say, hey, take a look at what I'm doing right now. Or you can hear me. Maybe I'm sitting in my office, bumping to some music. I'm, doing this on the computer, and you see a quick video of that, showing people what you're working on right now. That's one thing that you can do. And you kind of have to be creative, think out of the box. But honestly, as a service professional, one of the things that you can do is simply look at other service professionals in your arena. If they are, a photographer, a designer, a caterer, a fitness trainer, what are they doing on their social media platforms to consistently create valuable content? That's a great place for you to dig in. Hello, my dear. Awesome to see you here. So, all right, number one is what you're working on. Can you share that this week in a way that's relevant to maybe a free offer or a paid offer that you have? Okay, number one. Number two, what's working for you, or what's working for your customers, right? So as part of the content creation experience, I said to you guys all week, I want to challenge you to work on your social media content, and I want to share some resources that can help you do that, right? So if you were to go to citizensense.com/5FT, five, not the word, but the letter FT, you'd be able to download my 5 free templates, right? Well, not mine anymore, yours, because you can grab them for free, right? Now, as a designer, as a service professional, not only do I create DIY digital products that people can use on their own, but I also am in a space where I can say, hey, do you want me to create custom templates for you? Or do you want me to just design something else for you, right? And that I can do as a service. So if you create a few DIY offers, right, in my case, these templates, it's an opportunity for you to say, hey, by the way, if you need some help and support around other graphics design products or web design, the things that you want to get done and you can't necessarily do it on your own, or you don't have the time to do all of this on your own, check in with me, right? So consider the 5 free templates as an entry, an opportunity to say, hey, I do have some services that you should consider as well, right? So what entry products or digital products can you put out there and connect to your services? I always say give people an opportunity to try before they buy. Okay, so what's you're working on, number one. What's working, number two, right? So again, for my clients, what's working is being able to grab my DIY templates and dig into them. And then, in the cases where they go, man, I love this, but I don't have the time to do all the stuff I want to do. Can you do it for me? Or, I like the template, but I really want it to look like how your stuff looks. And, you've got that design eye. Some people, honestly, even with a template, they don't have a design eye. So they want to go from the DIY template to the DFY done for you service, right? It's an entry product. Okay. So next thing that you can do is you can talk about, for you, what's selling. Okay. So again, I'm a graphics designer. I'm a web designer. And I was actually on a conversation with a prospective client today, and she was talking about, all the amazing things that she's doing. And she said, you know what, maybe you would be a great fit to help me work on these things. And I said, you know what, I can definitely help you outside of the templates that I offer. There are clients who say, LaShonda, can you do it for me? So I showed her an example of, number one, a website that I'm currently working on and about to finish for a client. And then number two, for that same client, I talked about the fact that she needed Facebook covers, she needed social media graphics, she needed a bio, her bio customized, she needed her one sheet for her media page, and I worked on all of those things for her, right? So that's something that's selling right now. I have another client in queue who said, LaShonda, I need you to update my Facebook page. I need you to work on my podcast cover. And honestly, that client knows that I have templates that she could use, but she wants me to design it for her, right? She doesn't want to, work on her own design skills. Right? She wants it to have a nice, crisp, clean, professional look, right? And so me just saying that, it could be somebody who goes, man, I have to work on my media kit. I need to work on my bio. I need to work on where can I get this stuff from you? Well, number one, you could go over to sistersense.com and click on web design. Underneath services, you should see web design or graphics design, and you can take a look at some of the packages there, right? And then, of course, number two, you can always just simply email sistersense@gmail.com. That's sistasense at gmail.com, and say, hey, LaShonda, can you help me with ... Where are your packages? Where are your products for that? So as a service professional, Media honestly creates more media. Buzz creates more buzz. So create content where you're literally telling people what you're working on or what just sold for you. And if they find that what just sold is something that they want to, they may be inclined to want to purchase that, right? So that's something for you to consider. What's selling right now? What questions? What questions? I mentioned that yesterday. So as a service professional, you want to think about questions in relation to prospective clients as well as questions in relation to what it is that you offer. I mean, there are lots of different types of questions you can consider. So let me give you a couple of examples. The client who I just said signed up for me working on custom social media graphics and podcast graphics, right? She reached out to me and said, LaShonda, do you still do Facebook updates? Because if you do, I need you to work on this for me, right? So I could go on social media and create a post and say, hey, out of curiosity, anybody need help with updating their Facebook page? Anyone want to get some custom graphics done? Are you about to launch a new podcast? Yeah? Oh, awesome, because I just started working on a client project for that. And if you need some graphics, here, go to sistersense.com/web design, right? Or sistersense.com/GDS for graphic design services, right? GDS. So it's kind of like an entry level conversation, sparking a conversation by asking who needs dot, 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 right? Or answering questions. So yesterday, as I was doing the live on 6 different types of content that you can create as a boss, as an entrepreneur for social media, someone said, hey, how can I apply these strategies as a service professional, right? How can I do this for my business as service-based? So now today, I'm giving you guys 6 ways to use some of those strategies from yesterday, plus a few more, but specifically geared towards the service professional, right? So either you can ask questions to your audience or you can answer them, and then use that entry point conversation to share with them specifically where they could go to learn more about what it is that you do, right? So it's an opportunity to educate them. So here I can educate you on 2 levels. Level number 1, as a service professional looking to create more social media content, I can educate you on 6 different ways to do that. Level number 2 is educating you on how to work with me, whether it be that you want to grab my free templates over at sistersense.com/5FT for 5 free templates, or maybe you want to work with me privately and have me work on some graphics design for you, or maybe you want to work with me on a weekly basis as part of my mentorship program. I've got a private group of awesome ladies, and for 7 weeks, we're working on their content as part of my content creation club, right? Over at sistersense.com/TCC, which stands for the Content Club. So it's an opportunity for me to simultaneously educate you on what I do as a mentor, as a service professional, but then the more direct level is me breaking down for you, here are different types of strategies you can utilize as a service professional. So this is a multi-layered live experience, right? So think about when you put social media content out there, to how can you create questions that are engaging? How can you educate people on what you offer and what they can do, whether it be DIY or DFY with you, right? The DIY, do it yourself, versus the DFY, done for you experience, right? So what questions? And here we've got another one. What response? What response? So I have some amazing quotes. It's been such a fun experience working with one of my newer clients. And, every time I send something to her, like, she is floored. She's like, you don't understand. I am bawling right now, because she's looking at the website and she's like, oh my God, this looks so beautiful. She's like, oh my God, you make me look so good. Like, I'm doing the thing, right? And I sent her media kit or her one sheet. She was like, she sent me an email and it was like, wow, with extra O's on it, right? All of those little tidbit conversations are actually testimonials, right? So it's an opportunity as a service professional for me to say, here, let me create a really cute graphic. I'm going to show her media kit. I'm going to show her one sheet. I'm going to show maybe a picture of her website and show her saying, wow, you make me look so good. This is so great. I'm so excited. Can't wait to launch. And then be able to say, hey, Do you want a one sheet? Do you want a media kit? Is it time for you to work on your website redesign? Go to sistasense.com/web design, right? So again, entry level, showing people, responses of your customers and how they are excited about what you've been able to produce for them. So that's going to attract other people who say, I like that. I don't do as many of these before, but I used to do a lot of web banners. Like back in the day, I used to do so many web banners. And 9 times out of 10, people will come to me because they would say, I saw what you did for so-and-so, and I want a banner that looks very similar to that. Right? They want to replicate. It's kind of like looking at people and what they wear and like, I want what the mannequin has on, right? So as a service professional, if you could visually, on some level, give people a sense of what your customers are experiencing, whether you take a picture or you turn their quote or testimonial into a picture, that's something, right? And the last one that I'm going to give you today is what's this transformation, right? So think about, the before and after. So oftentimes when clients come to me as a service professional, if I'm doing a redesign for them, I will take a screenshot of what their website looked before and what it looked like after, right? I could take a screenshot. She sent me maybe a few pictures and her text, and then I can show just the plain Jane text document of her bio, and then the glossed out, flossed out, glow up is real PDF that I produced from the plain Jane document, the before, the after, the transformation, right? Just like if you would see people who are trainers, they're showing weight loss transformations of their clients, where they were and then where they are now. You can do that. Now, again, these are just a few ways that you can create content for your social media platforms, or even to send out to your audience as a service professional. You can think out of the box, number one. Number two, you can follow people who are in your industry and kind of glean from what it is that they're doing, that you can pull out some pieces that might work for you. And of course, number three, you can work with me for the next 6 weeks inside of my content club over at sistasense.com/TCC. So you, me, and some of my mentees can every Sunday for at least 90 minutes really prepare your 7-day week with intention and create some content and get you thinking about, especially those of you who go, I create stuff, but I'm all over the place. Thinking about how to consolidate, how to connect, how to convert. Getting that form of clarity and accountability is what the Content Club is basically all about. So we're about to wrap up today. Feel free to tap on the hearts and let me know if you've enjoyed the session for today. But of course, just wanted to give you a quick recap. As a service professional, you can create a lot of different kinds of content on social media. Make sure that you get the 5 free templates. And when you do, think about how you can use the templates to share what you're working on, right? What's working for you or what's working for your audience. You can share what's selling. You can talk about what questions, maybe questions you want to ask your prospective clients and followers versus questions that people are asking you. You can talk about what responses you've gotten back from satisfied customers. And last but not least, what transformations have you been able to help your tribe get to? Okay, what transformation, what results? So that's it. Number one for today. Number two, I challenge you as you're working through the templates to share your designs with me. All you got to do is go over to sistasense.com/SYD. It's going to take you over to my Facebook page. And in that post on the 5 free templates, pop in your images so I can see some of the awesome designs that you have come up with and how you've customized the templates to fit your brand and business needs. So keep on working on your social media content creation. And I want you to be mindful of the fact that there's a difference between taking notes and taking action. So I encourage you to, yes, definitely take notes and really make note of the things that I've shared with you that you feel like resonate with you as part of this experience. But I want you to also take action. So if you want a little bit of motivation, make sure that you go on my page, sistasense.com. Not sistasense.com, go to Instagram and my Sister Sense page on Instagram, because a lot of the templates that I'm basically sharing with you, I'm using the same templates to produce content on my Instagram page. So if you're looking for motivation, you can look at those examples. I walk what I talk, and I want you to do the same thing too. Okay. So whether you're watching via the live or via the replay, let me know where you've taken note of some ideas that resonated with you, but how are you going to take action, create the templates? I'm sorry, not create the template, but use the templates, come up with some graphics and post them. That's what I want you to do as well. Okay. So it's so important for you to not just take the notes, but take the action. Ida says, thank you for the emails. I am about ready. I love it. I'm always ready. When you're ready, I'm ready. When you're ready to go and make the magic happen, I am ready for you too. So thank you so much, Ida. Thank you, Levon. Thank you, all of you watching live and or via the replays. Hopefully I get to check in with some of you as part of the Content Club. We did our first session last week. And I said, if for those people who missed the first session, I'm adding on an extra session. So now instead of it being a 6-week club, it is a 7-week club. And I definitely highly recommend it. So make sure that you take a look at the Content Club over at sistersense.com/TCC. And of course, check in with me so that I can see what you guys are doing with the fabulous and free 5 social media templates that I created for you over at sistersense.com/5FT2. Alrighty, my dears, till tomorrow, take care.